all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening on Visayas and Mindanao. This is koolNews at 6. I am Cairo and we are live on Kool FM, which can be found through online Radio Vox and Zeno and News Radio 93.1. Let's begin with our first headlines. Starting with the oil prices, oil companies are set to implement mixed fuel price adjustments on Tuesday, February 4, a week after reducing local pump prices. In separate advisories, Forbes said the price of diesel will increase by 1.15 pesos per liter and kerosene by 90 centavos per liter. However, gasoline will rise by 70 centavos per liter. Petrogas and Sea Oil will adjust their fuel prices by 6 a.m., followed by clean fuel at 8:01 a.m. Industry sources hinted at mixed adjustment in pump prices last week because of some global events, such as US President Donald Trump's pronouncements of trips. Rodelio Romero, director of the Department of Energy's oil industry management bureau director, said this is attributed to the uncertainty over potential America's trips on Canada and Mexico. Romero also said Trump's call for lower oil prices and higher output in the United States and other major suppliers such as the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, could trigger mixed fuel price adjustments. The meeting of the OPEC Plus Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee scheduled for February 20 to assess the market situation could be influenced this week's pump prices movements, she added. Jetty Petroleum President Leo Bella said besides the looming trips proposed by Trump, higher diesel export volumes from India and China weighed on prices. Meanwhile, as no fourth impeachment complaint against Vice President Senator Duterte has been filed before the House of Representatives, Secretary General Reginald Velasco said on Monday that the 3 petitions will be forwarded to the office of the Speaker this week. Velasco said in a mix of English and Filipino in an MBASH interview after being asked about having different self-imposed deadlines. It's still with me, but we have to act on it this week. We will act on it this week. The deadline is this week. As of now, there is no fourth impeachment complaint. I think we have given them enough time, so we will have to transmit the impeachment complaints within this week, he added. The possibility of a fourth impeachment rap was first raised by Velasco last January 2. He said there was a group of 12 majority and minority lawmakers who signified their intention to file a fourth impeachment complaint against Duterte, with the aim of fast-tracking it by having 1/3 of the House, at least 103 members, sign the petition. Velasco said he would give this group a chance to gather signatures before he forwards the first 3 complaints filed in December 2024 to Romeo Aldes' office by January 23. However, Velasco's office has been silent after his self-imposed deadline passed, leading ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, one of the 3 endorsers of the second impeachment rap, to say that she does not feel that there is a fourth impeachment complaint being prepared. Last January 23, Castro said it would be better if there would be a fourth complaint. However, if there were to be no fourth complaint, Castro said the 3 reps lodged at Velasco's office must already be forwarded to Romeo Aldes. Other camps have also aired their frustration about the lack of action regarding moves to remove Duterte from office. Previously, former Senator Leila de Lima said that the House leadership's decision to delay the impeachment proceedings might send wrong signals. De Lima is the spokesperson for the first batch of complainants. Last Friday, a rally was conducted slamming the House for its inaction on the complaints despite the drafts being verified already. Castro and her colleagues at the Magkabayan bloc said that it seemed that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was a stumbling block to the impeachment, noting that his allies at the House seemed to heed his view that removing Duterte would be just a waste of time. Meanwhile, a bill to institutionalize the ban on Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs has been approved by the House of Representatives on second reading. During the session on Monday, House Bill number 10987, a consolidation of five similar bills, was approved via viva voce or via voice voting. If enacted, conducting and offering offshore gaming operators along with the following activities will be prohibited: facilitating offshore gaming through any means or device, accepting any form of betting for offshore gaming operations, operating as a service provider of any component of offshore gaming operations, constructing or maintaining any operation hub or a structural complex that houses the operations, and logistical, administrative, and support services for offshore gaming, establishing any gaming laboratory or provide services as a gaming laboratory, processing any offshore gaming paraphernalia, and aiding, protect, or abet the conduct of any of the above mentioned acts. The approval of the bill on second reading came over 2 months after the House Committee on Games and Amusements gave the nod to the committee report. President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr. during his third State of the Nation address last July 2024 announced that all POGOs are banned due to social cause. Despite Marcos' declaration, several House members, including no less than Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez himself, deemed it necessary to still investigate illegal activities surrounding POGOs and the filing of bills that would ban the same. After Marcos Sona, Surigao del Norte 2nd District Representative Robert A. Smuggers and Yete 4th District Representative Richard Gomez separately said that investigations of illegal activities linked to POGOs would continue as there is a need to seek accountability from those behind these possible crimes. Illegal activities linked to POGOs was one of the topics investigated by the House Quad Committee, along with extrajudicial killings in the past administration's drug war and the illicit drug trade. Over the past few years, several POGO hubs like the one in Porac, Pampanga, and Bamban Tarlac were raided due to reports of kidnapping, illegal detention, human trafficking, prostitution, and even a arbitrary killing. And Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin on Monday stressed that budget releases now have stricter conditionalities and will be dispensed transparently in response to the Catholic's clergy's call to go beyond an ayuda-driven budget. The call was made by Father Tito Calulok during his homily in an online mass last Sunday, where he echoed concerns about the 2025 national budget being loaded with billions of pesos for anti-poverty programs that might only encourage a culture of patronage politics ahead of the upcoming polls. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines also called out the scandalous misuse of public funds and resources, the questionable insertions, cuts, and adjustments in the national budget. Bersamin said in a statement, there are no stricter conditionalities for budget releases, ensuring alignment with national priorities and protection from partisan interest. Having undergone adjustments permitted by law, the funds will be released transparently and in accordance with good governance principles and laws, he added. Bersamin also noted that President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr., in signing the 2025 General Appropriations Act, directly vetoed the largest amount of appropriations in history. No budget before him had ever so deeply and comprehensively purged the budget of unnecessary items, Bersamin said. Marcos, Bersamin pointed out, rechanneled billions in funds to programs and projects intended to serve the common good, spur progress, and promote public welfare. All of this stems from the recognition that financing the budget is shouldered by the people, therefore its implementation must honor the sacrifices they have made, he also said. Both government programs, including the Department of Social Welfare and Development's Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program, or AKAP, are subject to conditional implementation under the 2025 General Appropriations Act. Budget Secretary Amanda Pangadaman explained that items under conditional implementation would require issuing guidelines or compliance with relevant laws, policies, and regulations. Last December, former Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio claimed that cash assistance under Ayuda para sa Kapos Akita program resembles the controversial pork barrel, and the barangay officials submit the list of beneficiaries. Social Welfare Secretary Rex Cachillian refuted this, saying that ACAP is not pork barrel, and neither are barangay officials responsible for the list of the program beneficiaries. It is now 6:11 p.m. as we will have more headlines to cover right here on koolNews at 6 after the short break.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Jor A Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. QBA Telecom's all-new Area Saya 30, now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story. B Mulumi Power Race, ang patuka ng masa. Venom Power Chit Energy Drink with Malunggay. Neutral Light Style Low Fat Milk Powder. So good you'll float. Product excellence of Hongsang. And Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Hello, welcome to the cafe. How can I assist you today, Master?
Vanilla latte and strawberry donuts, please.
Anything else you like? Master?
I'm sorry. I was reading this dedicated magazine page. All of there's random technology in the world and into usual pop culture, you know?
Yes, Master. All of these are available here in the cafe. In the meantime, would you like to listen to our owner's podcast?
Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to my cafe. Good day everyone. How is your evening so far?
This is Ashley's Cafe, Mondays to Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Only here on Cool FM.
You're listening to Cool FM.
Number one sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Ang new Biogesic for Kids, di na kailangan i-shake. Syrup formula na. Para pag may lagnat ang anak, luwas agad, inom agad. New Biogesic for Kids. Mas pinagaling, magpagaling versus previous formulation.
Unilab yan.
Paracetamol is the generic name of Biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ako si Melba Avergonzado, 64 edad. Di na ko kakita. Blind na kayo akong mata ba? Pag-check sa doktor, ingon siya, ay naaman dahi kay katarak. Ingon ang doktor, paoperahin lang ni. Mingko, di ko mahadlo ko ng operasyon dok. Uy, ingon ang doktor, sige, kain na lang na siya og iBerry.
Ang iBerry ay dietary supplement na may iBright flower extract at bilberry berries.
Nagpasalamat jud ko pag-ayo sa iBerry. Murag na arang-arang naman akong pananaw kay makalakaw naman ko mag-usa.
Halagang paalala, ang iBerry ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Yo, it's the saint himself, Dwight Ramos.
Hey yo, Jeremiah, what are you having?
Alam mo na, yung Primera Clase.
Primera Light Brandy.
Primera Classic Night.
From Spain, award-winning premium blend.
Smooth. Now this is our Primera Classic Brandy. Primera Light Brandy. Dahil Primera Classica.
Drink responsibly.
Pride Bar Blue with powerful stain-away enzymes. Malupit magtanggal ng dumit mancha pero di masakit sa kamay.
Goodbye dumit mancha. Hello Pride Bar Blue. Isang laban lang yan.
As tested ang cotton and polycotton. Sa mancha, malupit. Sa kamay mo, mabait. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Dapat tunayan na, sa panahon ng pinakamatinding pagsubok, dala ni James Roaf ang pagbangon, pag-asa at pagbabago. Nang tinamaan tayo ng matitinding kalamidad, nagpatayo si Roaf ng higit 200,000 bahay at nagbigay ng hanap buhay para sa mga nasakuna. Nang naging kalihim ng turismo si Roaf, higit 5 milyong turista ang bumisita sa Pilipinas at nakalikha ng higit 10,000 trabaho at oportunidad para sa lahat. Leadership, results, integrity. James Roaf, pagbabagong kailangan para sa ating bagong bayan.
Uy, low blood ka, diba? Pero bakit parang glowing ka?
First Sulfate yan! United Home First Sulfate Iron supports healthy blood for a healthy glow with proper diet and healthy lifestyle.
Unilab yan.
Iron is the generic name of United Home First Sulfate Iron. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Mr. Lamok, di mo ba alam na trespassing ka na dito? Ganun ba? Sige, ganito. Bibilangan kita.
Zero tolerance sa mga insekto. Yan ang Bygone Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer. Kills 11 types of bugs.
At ayokong makita ang mga kaibigan mo dito.
Against 11 types of bugs, choose Bygone Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer.
Miss, pabili ng Farex B.
Farex B ha? Ayaw ko ng iba.
Yung Farex B nga po.
Meron kayong Farex B?
Marami ang umaasa sa akin. Kaya Farex B.
Buong Pilipinas ay far excited! Hindi nagpapahinto sa ngalay, tusok, manhid sa tulong ng
Farex B, Farex B, far excited with Farex B.
with proper diet and healthy lifestyle. Farex Vitamin B1, B6, B12.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Senador Bongo Bongo, Bongo Bongo, Bongo Bongo na.
Mr. Malasakit, Senador Bongo. Bisyo ang magserbisyo.
Ako po ang inyong Senator Kuya Bongo, patuloy na magsiservisyo sa inyo lahat dahil ako po ay naniniwala na ang serbisyo sa tao, serbisyo po yan sa Diyos.
Bongo Bongo na.
Mr. Malasakit, Senador Bongo. Bisyo ang magserbisyo.
Sa ulo ng mga balita.
Nabitin? Magtusiran Forte with Total Cough Relief Formula. Laban sa dry non-stop ubo, kati sa lalamunan due to post-nasal drip at sakit sa kakaubo.
Tusiran Forte!
Unilab yan. Dextromethorphan, HBr plus phenylpropanolamine HCl plus paracetamol is the generic name of Tusiran Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ako po, si Vice Ganda. Sumusuporta sa 107 ang Kasangga.
107 now, 107 now, 107 now. Ang Kasangga.
107 ang Kasangga. Party list.
Your playground, now online. Bet88 has over 1,500 games, secure and fast gameplays. Meron pang play for fun option to try all the games. Ibang swerte to. Bet88.ph.
Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Basta't kapit bisig, kakayanin ang lahat. Kayong aming bayani, walang magagawa kung walang manggagawa. Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers. 122, tandaan, 122. Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers, Pinoy workers. 122, tandaan, kayo't Pinoy, lakas Pinoy.
Kahit mawis blooming bango sa Surf and Go.
New Surf Satin Fresh and Blue. May 3 times amoy pawis shield. Kaya,
Kahit mawis blooming bango sa Surf and Go.
based on lactase and select fabric versus detergent powder only. Surf!
Mancha, 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 ang daming labada.
Sa unang babad pa lang, si Breeze nagtatanggal.
Based on lab test mud and polyester, results may vary.
Mancha, Breeze 3 washes back.
Kahit 3 times dami ng laba, Breeze 3 washes pack. Refers up to 3 wash loads, up to 18 to 20 pieces per wash. Breeze!
Ang lakas mo, may ilalakas pa. Sa Revicon Forte, may muscle-building amino acids tulong para mas lumakas ang katawan with proper diet and exercise. Pag malakas ang katawan, lumalakas din ang loob. May lakas para sa ambisyon mo.
Revicon Forte!
Lakas! Unilab yan. Multivitamins, minerals, and amino acids is the generic name of Revicon Forte.
Madalas mapaso kapag niluluto para sa pamilya? Basta may paso o burn, United Home Burn Ointment agad.
Unilab yan.
Benzocaine, boric acid, and eucalyptus is the generic name of United Home Burn. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Feeling good while you work. Cool FM.
Welcome back to koolNews at 6. Let's continue with our headlines. The largest group of private schools, college, universities, and technical and vocal education and training institutions in the country has rejoined its membership from the National Task Force to End Local Communities' Armed Conflict in a bid to preserve its academic freedom. In a statement posted Sunday, the Coordinating Council of Private Educational Associations, COCOPE, said it has formally asked the president to withdraw the council's membership from the NTF-LCAC. After further consultation among its member associations and upon review of its core advocacies, COCOPE has opted to strengthen its education initiatives by preserving its collaborative role outside of formal membership in the NTF-LCAC, the council said. Recognized as the unifying voice of private education in the Philippines, the COCOPE remains steadfast in its role as an independent non-government organization that represents the interests and concerns of the private education sector as it seeks to promote, advance, and safeguard quality education in the country, it continued. As a council of education associations composed of diverse members from faith-based mission schools to non-sectarian schools, universities, colleges, and tech institutes, COCOPE's withdrawal from the task force is of ultimate significance in preserving the essentiality of academic freedom and the vital role it plays in the democratic society. It said, despite the withdrawal, the Council remains one with NTF-LCAC's mission to achieve unity, peace, security, and socio-economic development. COCOPE will continue to represent the private education sector in dialogues with the task force on matters that align with its goals and objectives, they said. The NTF-LCAC meanwhile said it respects the Council's decision to withdraw from the Executive Committee, which they said is an internal matter. While COCOPE has opted to step back from former membership, we acknowledge and appreciate the reaffirmed commitment to NTF-LCAC's mission of unity, peace, security, and socio-economic development, as COCOPE itself stated in its statement. NTF-LCAC Executive Director Yusek Ernesto Torres said in a statement. This distinction is crucial. Withdrawal from the EXCOM is one thing, but continued collaboration is another. The task force values its engagement with the private education sector, especially in advancing academic freedom, countering radicalization, and fostering an environment where education remains a pillar of peace and national development, he continued. NTF-LCAC remains firm in its campaign against violent extremism and terrorist grooming, particularly the decisive recruitment of young students into armed struggle. We believe that schools should be centers of learning, free from exploitation for radical and extremist elements who prey on the idealism of youth to push their destructive agendas, Torres said. Moving forward, we will continue close engagement with COCOPEA in all educational institutions that share our vision of safe, secure, and development-oriented learning spaces for all Filipino students, he said. Meanwhile, a women's rights advocacy group has challenged corporations and businesses to walk their talk in addressing domestic violence within leadership and corporate spaces. In a form on Monday, the newly formed Zero VAWC Alliance emphasized that corporations, professional organizations, and even the government must acknowledge domestic violence as a systematic issue that requires clear policies, confidential reporting mechanisms, and genuine survivor support. Companies have a duty to uphold ethical standards and promote social responsibility. Addressing domestic violence aligns with these values and can contribute to broader societal efforts to eliminate this issue, artist and Babae Ako, co-founder Panner, said on behalf of the group. The Zero BAWC Alliance includes notable personalities such as Panner, who is the artist, and Babae Ako co-founder, Judy Taguiwalo, former Social Welfare Secretary, Nikki Cosetang, former Senator and Representative, Emin De Jesus, and Gerard Libang, Gabriel Women's Party List, Inday Espina Verona, multi-awarded journalist and Babae Ako co-founder, Montague Wilson, 1 Billion Rising Global Director, Senior Mary John Mananzan, OSB educator, and Edna Aquino, who is human rights advocate and Babae Ako co-founder. Panner cited the case of Noel Bononan as an example of why corporations must take responsibility for preventing violence against women and children. Bononan, a former finance undersecretary, was elected president of the Management Association of the Philippines in 2024. He withdrew from the position after allegations of domestic abuse surfaced. Panner said women's rights advocates raised documented acts of acts of domestic violence to challenge MAP over Bononan's election. MAP responded by announcing his withdrawal, but the tenor was off. It portrayed the executive as a hero who placed our organization's best interests above personal considerations, Ponder said. MAP ignored the very serious issue of domestic violence. It allowed Bononan to retain his director seat, all for his best interests, she added. Pointer pointed out that many corporations continue to turn a blind eye to domestic abuse, treating it as a private matter rather than a workplace concern. They focus on policies and actions of public reputation risk, excluding private matters from their policies, she said. With this, the Zero VAWC Alliance warned that ignoring the problem makes women workers more vulnerable, affecting their career growth and workplace safety. Perpetrators of domestic violence may bring their violent behavior to the workspace, creating a hostile and unsafe environment not only for other employees but also for the public, Bonner explained. The group therefore urged businesses to expand their gender and diversity policies to explicitly include domestic violence. They also called for a zero-tolerance policy against domestic abuse in corporate governance protocols. And now it's time for the entertainment. Former President Jimmy Carter has won posthumous Grammy Award. Carter, the peanut farmer who won the presidency in the wake of the Watergate scandal and Vietnam War, died in December at age 100. Prior to his passing, Carter was nominated in the audiobook, narration, and storytelling recording category at the 25 Grammys for last Sundays in Plains, a centennial celebration. Recordings from his final Sunday school lessons delivered at Maranatha Baptist Church in Georgia. Musicians Darius Rucker, Leon Rimes, and John Batiste are featured on the record. It's Carter's fourth Grammy. His posthumous Grammy joins his 3 previous ones for spoken word album. If the former president won before his death, he would have become the oldest Grammy Award winner in history. Jimmy Carter's grandson, who now chairs the Carter Center governing board, received the award on his behalf. Having his words captured in this way for my family and for the world is truly remarkable, he said in an acceptance speech. Thank you to the Academy. And the war satire Atropia about actors in the military role-playing facility won the Grand Jury Prize in the Sundance Films Festival's U.S. dramatic competition, while the Dylan O'Brien's movie Twinless got the coveted Audience Award. Juries and programmers for the 41st edition of the Independent Film Festival announced the major prize winners Friday in Park City, Utah. Other Grand Jury winners included the documentary Seeds about farmers in rural Georgia and Cutting Through the Rocks about the first elected councilwoman in the Irian village. The Indian drama Sabar Bonda or Katus Pierce about a city dweller mounting his father in the western Indian countryside won the top prize in the World Cinema Competition. It's for my dad, said writer and director Rohan Parashuram Kanawate. His late father, he said, was the one who encouraged him to pursue filmmaking. Audiences also get to vote on their own awards, where James Sweeney Twinless about the bromance between two men who meet in the twin Bremen support group trumped in the U.S. dramatic category. O'Brien also won a special jury award for his acting. It is now 6:29 p.m. and that brings us to the end of koolNews at 6. We will return with more news headlines for koolNews prime time at 10:30 p.m. tonight, and also send us your comments and business and feedback to our email at koolnews.news@gmail.com. Once again, I'm Caro. Coming up next on Kool FM, it's Ask Your Stuff. Good evening.